Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to all you Akim out there that's laboring in the truth and sincerity. It's another GMS en route. And, you know, I'm probably title it, we're living in a blessed time. You know, these are great times we're living in, which I did something about this a few years ago, but, and it's based off of what Yahweh Shai said. You know, he said, blessed are your eyes for what they see, and blessed are your ears for what they hear. For many prophets and righteous men died desiring to see the things that you see, you know. And what are the things that we see? We see the Lord's judgment, all right? The Lord said that he was going to let judgment run like a river, right? So we see the Lord's judgment happening and coming upon this place, man. You know, as far as the pandemics and the outbreaks, which is one of the main things that's out there, that's, you know, taking over the airwaves, so to speak, to the point where, you know, people got to pay attention. And even though you got anybody with their common sense know that it's just, you know, it's just, you know, it's pandemonium, meaning to the point where people are going crazy. And that's what, you know, that's how the elites do these things, man. And again, like I said in the last videos, and come down to your faith. As the scriptures say, the just shall live by faith, you know. And in these times, all we gotta do is trust in the Lord, man, because the Most High is going to truly shield us from these things that are going down, all these plagues, man. All right? And in the spiritual, man, things are going back to the ancient world. Things are going back to them rough times, man. And the scriptures say that these was going to be the worst times ever. The worst times ever, the Lord said. And we see it, man, you know. Shit, it's good to go back and watch those movies, The Road, The Book of Eli, I Am Legend. You know, all of those different movies, The Purge. It gets you in that mindset, man. Now, and the scriptures tell you clearly in Peter's, you know, that you matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Bear with me. First Peter's the 5th chapter, right? Try to get straight to the point. First Peter's chapter 5, verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time. So these are the times that the Lord is going to exhort us, man. And how is he exalting us? By what? By bringing his word to pass. Because here it is, which is not about us, but the Lord set us up to be his mouthpiece, right? Just like he told Jeremiah and the rest of the prophets, the Most High set us up to be prophets. He put his words in our mouth. So that's why we prophesy. You know, we prophesy. We speak about the end. You know, we speak about the Lord coming back. You know, which is, you know, if you got a brain, you should see that it's clearly evident, you know. So we continue to prophesy about the coming of the Lord and the prophecies, man. Because the Most High set us up to be, you know, to be prophets. And so when these things start happening, you know, it makes you feel good. How you think Noah felt when he started seeing that rain start raining? The first raindrops that he's seen and everything. Here it is, he done built this ark, right? He's going around. The Lord told him for over 100 years, he's gonna destroy the earth with a flood. And it wasn't so much as a raindrop. The scriptures tell you that in the beginning, the Lord made the dew water everything, the dew in the grass, you know. So it was never no rain. It was never no flood, right? So, but for 100 years, and that's why people look at, really, people say, oh, they've been saying that for a long time. No, they haven't. No, they have not really. In retrospect, look at how long Noah was out there prophesying, okay? So when Noah first saw them raindrops, you know, seen it rain, you think he was mad, or angry, or sad? No, hell no. He was happy, man, because he said, you know, he knew that the Lord was going to bring it to pass. So just like with the destruction that we have here, the destruction of America with all these plagues, the martial law, the issue of the mark of the beast, you know, the persecution of Jake, you know what I'm saying? The chariots, the so-called UFOs, you know, manifesting themselves more than ever. The coming of Yahushua, the Lord, these things are happening. So we know that the Most High is going to make good because it's his word. The Lord said that he's a man that he should not lie. You see? So the Most High is going to hold us down. It says, and exhort you in due time. Our time is here. All right? The Lord, look, Esau's time is up and our time is here, man. Like I tell you in 2nd Esdras, man, in the Apocrypha. Matter of fact, bear with me, I'm going to grab that real quick too. Hey, because it's about the uprising of Israel, starting with the elect, but all Israel going to be saved, you know, all Israel's going to be saved. And really, even though it might seem like it ain't nothing personal, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's nothing personal. They can't say we don't love Israel, because we ain't love Israel, we wouldn't curse other Israelites out, man. See, they got it misconstrued. You know, only spiritual men, brothers that are in the scriptures know that, what you know, and you ain't got to agree with it or not. It's up between you and the Most High. But to sit there and think that we going around hating on, man, we don't hate on nobody, man. We rebuke, we exhort. If you saying the right thing, we give you credit, you know. We just call it straight, even down to ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So that's real love. Because why? We know that the Lord is not playing, man. Yahushua is coming to kill a lot of our people. 2/3 of the majority of our people gonna die, man. That ain't changed, man. That ain't never changed. So we sitting up there, you know, like the scriptures say, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. Because we know that the Lord, we see the work that the Most High is doing, man. See all these brutal slayings and killings, man. You know, you got people starving to death. A lot more people gonna starve to death. You see, you got this corona out. I mean, yeah, I said it right. Corona outbreak. You got all these different diseases, plagues. Which, what that does, again, for brothers that's up on the doomsday clock, that brings. Remember, they said that we were like 100 seconds to midnight. That ain't shit. We at the brink of all hell breaking loose, man. Like you see all these schools closing up, different areas getting quarantined. You see, these things are happening because of what? We at the end, all right? We at the end. And you still got Esau. With all that being said, Esau's still going to be the devil. Because why? He don't want to lose his kingdom, you know? And that's why they sit up there and come up with these different plots under the name of peace or safety and everything, and get people, you know, sleep so that they can keep doing what they do. Esau ain't ready to lose his spot. And that's why the Most High gonna put the spirit on this devil where he's gonna fight. You see? But this is 2nd Esdras, and I'm gonna go straight to the point. I start at 5. It says, and ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for a treasure. And that's heavy, man. See, that's talking about the elect. They were sealed. They tell you that in Ephesians. Were sealed before the foundations of the earth, that have gathered faith for a treasure. Isaiah 33:6 come to mind. Our knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of our time. So here it is, brothers been occupying themselves in the prophecies. Brothers been studying, watching shows, watching the apostles and elders and the brothers that at GMS, all the different camps and brothers that's out there teaching. That's building up your faith, because it tells you, that's how, if somebody say, how do you build up your faith? You know what scripture you take them to? You take them to Romans 10:17. So then faith cometh by hearing the word of the Most High. So the more that you hear this truth, the more that you ingest this word and listen to the word, study the word, you teach it. Because when you're teaching, when you're speaking, you're teaching also yourself. Because it's not us, it's the Spirit of the Lord. You see, the Lord's just using us as a vessel. But nonetheless, the more you do that,
police reported ahead.
The more that it increases your faith. It increases your faith. These shows, the shows you see the apostles doing, the different elders, the different brothers of the different camps, the shows that you see these brothers, pardon me, all right? The shows you see these brothers doing, they're faith boosters, man. You see? Sometimes you have brothers come in from out of town, you know, and sup with other brothers. The Lord does this. Those faith boosters, man. Because what? Why? When brothers see each other, and throughout the years of me visiting certain brothers or whatever, what do we do? You know, we ain't looking to go sit out there and hang out on the blocks and shit. No, we going out there doing the work, man, breaking bread, man. You see? Hitting the scriptures, speaking about spiritual things. You understand? So the more that you do it, the more that you listening to the word and studying is how you increase. And of course, pardon me, above that, you got to pray. And they tell you that in James, the 1st chapter. If any man lack anything, let him ask the Most High who give to all men liberally. All right, speaking about Israel. All right, so it says, then, verse 6, back in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. And that's the Most High, you know, the Lord speaking, you know. He said, look, I created all these things. You see, and that's, Jake uses that saying, but they're off. You know, you have your mother or your father say, boy, I brought you into this world, I can take you out. Well, that's what the Most High is really saying. He said, look, I created all of this. Me alone, me by myself. Nobody told the Most High what the, you know, that's why these simple, stupid ass niggas that come up against the Bible and speak evil against the word of the Most High and speak evil against the Most High himself. What are you going to do when it's time for you to be judged, man? When you sitting up there picking up your kid because they just got hit by some bullets or a wild animal, you try to fight off and it tore your kid in pieces. What are you going to do then? Huh? When the Most High's judgment come upon you. And the Lord going to make you remember your words, man. The scripture said every man should give, for every idle word man speak, he should give account for. You see? So, you know, nobody gets away. Nobody gets away. You say some fucked up shit or do some foul shit towards the Heavenly Father, then he's going to check you on it, man. You see? But anyway, back verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? What's going to be the changing of the guard? You got a lot of people, because if you got common sense, you know that the so-called white man's been ruling over us, it seems like forever, all right? But for these past centuries, the so-called white man's been in power, man. Going 1400s into the 1500s, into the 1600s, into the 1700s, you know, destroying and taking us down and scattering us and doing all manner of evil against us, to the 1700s, to the 1800s, to the 1900s, to the 2000s.
Estimated time in traffic, 13 minutes.
You know? So these devils been doing these things to us, man. So, you know, after a while, you wonder, and the prophets, and that's why I said these times that we living in are so beautiful, because even going back to the prophets or going back into to slavery, when Jake was getting their ass whipped, you see, when they was lynching these slaves, when you had Emmett Till getting the shit beat out of him, you know what I'm saying, and just getting mutilated, you know, dipped after they beat the shit out of him, busted his whole grill up. Then I believe they put honey on him and let a whole beehive of bees keep stinging him to death, you know. He died a brutal death, man. It was brutal. And his mom, she wanted him, you know, she wanted an open casket. So I want them to see what they did to my boy. Because Jake's always, we've been, how long? How long? If you got any type of a brain, and again, that's why Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, verse 4, it said, the men that sigh and cry at all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. You see, because after a while, if you got any type of common sense, you're gonna hate all of the shit that happened to our people, man. The atrocities. Ain't nobody speaking up for Jake. You see? So, you know, hey, this thing is spiritual, man. And we get into the very end of this thing, man. You know? The elder brother from Chicago, Malcolm, he did the show that SHTF, shit hitting the fan. And that's what it is, man. But it's called prophecy, man, coming to pass. Shit hitting the fan is called prophecy coming to pass. Another term for it. Because the prophecy state that shit is going to hit the fan. We are living in perilous times. Daniel's the 12th chapter. This is the worst time that there ever was. Right? So now Ezra's like, well, how are we going to know which the part in the sun of the time? How are we going to know that the time is up, you know, for this devil? How are we going to know what's the changing of the guard? You know? Because like in sports, when, you know, nobody reigns forever. You know? When you have the great, like I'll use Michael Jordan, right? For the most part, people hail him as being the greatest basketball player ever. But even then, everybody knew when he was getting old, when he came back, he played with the Wizards his last seasons, and even probably before that. So basically, it was a changing of the guards. He ended up passing the torch to Kobe. All right, Kobe was one of the main guys that took the torch from Jordan. Then he passed it to LeBron. It's called a changing of the guards. You see that because eventually you know that these guys are gonna get old and retire or whatever. So it's the next man up. So now in this case, Esau had, look, he got everything right now, man. He got the fatness of the land. They live in the best parts. They're not, like the scriptures say, they're not in trouble as we are. You see what I'm saying? They live peaceful, healthy lives. So it's only right that, you know, that we get our shine. You know, like the scriptures say, this world is now fading away. It's all becoming old. See, the devil been in power for too damn long. It's about time for him to go, and that's why I said in due season. Because why? It's due, the changing of the guard. So Ezra's asking the Lord, how are we going to know when it's the changing of the guard or the parting asunder of the times? It says, or when shall be the end of the first? See, the first is what? Esau. Esau was in power. So he said, when's going to be the end of their rulership? Because it seemed like, you know, you got a lot of people, you know, you got Jake is brainwashed, man. And they speak about the United States, you know, like I was, you know, working with this Ephraimite cat in the house that he stay at. And he cool as shit, you know, Ephraim, straight up Ephraim from the fucking Ibado, right? But Spirit just had us linked and we kicking it. So, you know, you drop certain things because, you know, you start talking, you go into the history and stuff. You're like, fuck Columbus and this, that, and the third. But then he'll sit there and speak, you know, like he's an American. You know, he's like, yeah, you know, we ain't nobody really mess with us. I like what we did to Iran and all. I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, man, this ain't about this. We ain't got no place in this army or this American system. But we know about Ephraim. The scriptures tell you about how Ephraim silly as a dove, and he gets gray hairs, and still not really know his history, not know himself. You know, because why? Ephraim's, they bugged the hell out, man. At the end of the day, but he was making some good points, but then he, you know, go way off. You know, but that's how they got people thinking that, you know, that the trust in America. That's how the number they did on our people. You know, they got our people really looking at it. You know, they speak about here it is, America never did no good to us, but you have, you know, some of our people get around, you know, other people speaking, yeah, our country is pretty good. Nobody don't want, you know, it's the best place. You know, nobody don't want no smoke with us. We took care of business. We went through it. We didn't do shit, man. First of all, we ain't got no business in this devil's army. You understand? We ain't got no business helping Esau or none of that, man. You know? But that's just how it goes, right? So now it says, when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth. What's going to follow? Our kingdom, man. Our kingdom. All right? It said, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, going back to Genesis 25, right? It said, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. Because why? Esau came out first. All right? He was the elder. Jacob's hand came out holding his, like as to say, pulling them down. So through the Spirit of the Lord, spiritually, we are pulling these devils down, man. Spiritually, we got our hand on Esau's hill. All right? That's how you take a man down. If you eliminate a man's foundation, he can't stand. All right? Your hill is part of your foundation. So the foundation of America is what? These lies, man. Caesar Borgia, Esau being the people of God, us. Those are lies, man. Christopher Columbus discovered America. The Heavenly Father is with them. He's a so-called white man. Those are fucking lies, man. So by us bringing this truth out, that's us destroying this foundation. That's like Jacob pulling Esau's hill. You see? It said, verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see? The hand of man is betwixt the hill and the hand. Other questions Ezra asked thou not. So the angel broke it down. What's going to be, how it's going to play out and everything. You see? The angel broke it down on point. So now going back to 1 Peter's, the 5th chapter, verse 7, it says, casting all your care upon him, for he cared for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So, that's straight cut. You got to be clear-minded. You got to be on point in the spirit, especially even more so in these, these latter days, man. Esau got all kind of shit, tricks, got all kind of stuff prepared to go against us, man. All right? But I'm gonna end it right there. I'm gonna end it right there. Lord willing, maybe I'll come back. The Spirit hit me to do a little more. I have some more scriptures to go into, but in the Spirit, I think it's a good point to end it at. Like I said, the title might change because the Spirit led me that way. You got to go with whichever way the Spirit leads you. Of course, you brothers know that. But so Lord willing, I'll probably put a title on it, or I'll figure the title out, or I'll keep the same title, depending on the Spirit. But hopefully brothers will edify. And till the next show, I say Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.